Oh wow, that was very interesting. So that was a 80 kg tire that you just flipped.
Right.
How did you feel?
It's a walk in the park.
Walk in the park. So where you're just flipping tires for a workout, right? Just very curious about this question. I think a lot of people are very curious as well.
Right.
Do you think there is still room to flip properties in today's market?
Flip properties.
To flip properties.
Wow, I've just done some of my research work,
Okay,
right? And I
okay.
realized that a lot of developments out there, when they launched 3 years back, right? You know, because there's a seller stamp duty.
Seller stamp duty.
Yes, so most-
what does seller stamp duty mean?
Okay, it means within the 3 years time frame,
Yep.
if you were to sell something that you purchase,
Okay.
you need to pay a staggered percentage.
Seller stamp duty.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think any sellers out there would do their best to avoid paying
Yeah.
any seller stamp duty.
So unless it's necessary to sell within,
Yes,
they will
unless-
wait
yes.
for 3 years. Okay,
Yes.
go on.
So,
Okay.
so right now we are experiencing people
Okay.
who purchase properties like back in 2019
Back in 2019.
already having positive gains. That means capital gains.
Capital gains.
Yes.
So,
in
you're
their
saying
sales of
they
their
bought assuming at 1 million.
Yes.
Today they sell at 1.5, 1.8 million.
Yes.
Ah.
And due to the COVID situation, right?
Yup.
The properties that they purchased from the new launches have not even completed yet.
Okay, have not even completed. So it means
Yes.
that they are not paying any maintenance fee,
Nope.
no property tax,
Nope.
minimal bank interest,
Right.
and no income tax from receiving rental.
Right.
And they already make a profit.
Yes.
Can you
exactly.
name some examples?
Okay, so some examples that was launched in that period.
In that period,
was probably Treasure at Tampines,
Treasures at Tampines,
and we have Affinity.
Affinity,
We have Florence Residences.
Florence Residences,
We have Riverfront.
Riverfront.
Right, and all these are going at a positive profit margin already.
When you say going,
Yes.
do you mean like they have transacted or they are asking?
Okay, so some have already transacted, and because not everybody buy to flip.
Okay, of
Okay,
course.
so the question here is that we have buyers who are inquiring, right? Yet when we propose to the owners, right, with a profit margin, for example,
For example?
the 5 beders that we are looking at Treasure at Tampines, right?
Okay.
We have a buyer looking at a 500,000 profit for the owners who bought.
So how much?
Meaning to say, okay,
how
so,
much
so
did you buy
meaning to
last
say
time?
yes, meaning to say they purchased at around 2 million, right?
2 million.
Today we have buyer coming in and say I'll pay 2.5, but none of them want to sell.
So you're telling me they already make $500,000 from their 4 bedrooms,
Right.
And they still don't want to sell. They want to stay.
Perhaps.
Okay.
So this is something very interesting happening on the ground right now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so we are seeing people still being able to flip their properties for a profit even
Yes.
with seller stamp duty.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Just now you mentioned those few, right? I
Right.
actually also did my research and I saw this particular condo called Boulevard 88.
Boulevard 88.
Okay, this person made $3.2 million in 3 years.
Yes, I saw that.
$3.2 million
It was on the
in
papers,
3
right?
years.
So-
Yeah, it was on the papers. Like,
But you know what?
Yeah.
It took guts.
Yeah.
Okay, it took guts.
it definitely took guts because right, this person bought at $9 million.
Right.
I mean $9 million.
Yes.
And the per square feet was $3,300.
Right.
Managed to sell at $4,500
Yes.
per square feet even
Yes.
before the TOP.
Yes.
So I guess this message is for people who are looking investment-driven property buyers.
But I think what you have highlighted is something very relevant because it's not just the OCR that's performing.
Yep.
But like what you have highlighted,
Yep.
it goes to the luxury condos as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I guess it's important to let the viewers know one thing.
Right.
Right? Like not all properties experience this kind of growth.
For sure.
Not all, right?
Right. There's a lot of checklists,
There's a lot of checklists and let's be honest.
Yeah.
In order for there to be winners,
Yes.
there needs to be losers. Right? Because
Right.
if you're making money,
Yeah.
somebody needs to lose the money.
Right.
So
So can we have a win-win situation?
We could have a win-win situation.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
In Singapore,
right.
if you hold any property for 30 years or more,
Right.
you are bound to make some money.
Right.
Unless you buy the 99-year property
Right.
when it's 50 years old. And then you hold another 30 years, then it's probably not going to be worth much anymore.
Right.
But I mean, let's put aside the extreme examples.
Right.
Most properties, if you hold for long enough, you are bound to somewhat make a profit.
Right.
So I guess like the question is, can I still make profit in today's market? Like, wow, property is already so expensive.
Yes.
I guess one thing for the property investment-driven buyers, we also need to highlight like how developers
Right.
are making the layouts more functional.
Right.
right? By keeping the price tag low, affordable.
Yes.
So the price tag, if the price tag is affordable
Yes.
and the unit is small enough,
Yes.
even though the per square feet might be on the high side,
Right.
there is still room for growth. That's what we are experiencing right now.
Yes, exactly. And when we want to share this video, right, I just want to highlight there are so many pointers to make sure that you are getting the right investment. So most people just go by emotional when they buy.
Yeah.
And it's a very risky thing to do.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what I would suggest is definitely speak to, any of the PropNex agents who are all well trained.
Yep.
And then they know exactly the checklist to go through.
Okay, so I guess the bottom line today, what we're trying to tell the people out there who's viewing this video is that flipping of properties it might not have to happen in a short run. You hold it for 3 years,
3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years before you even start paying for maintenance fee and all that stuff. You can already see some form of profit.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess one of the most important things to take note of is you got to buy the right developments.
Yes.
Because we got to understand that not all developments give you this kind of returns.
Right.
Anything else to add?
Definitely. You know what? I just come across a development that fits the bill. And it's going to be the blockbuster launch of this year.
When you say that it fits the bill,
yes,
you're talking about things like near MRT,
yes,
like direct access to supermarket, shopping mall.
Yes.
What else? What else are we like? Can we look forward to?
I think the locality,
the location,
and it has to be generally a big development.
A big development.
Reputable developers.
Reputable developers.
The quantum size in terms of the actual payment.
The quantum.
The quantum of the
That's in the price. The total price tag.
Total price tag.
It's gonna be affordable.
Affordable, yes.
Okay, and layout has to be functional as well.
Definitely.
So you do foresee that there's this one coming up.
Yes.
And what is it called?
And it's called Piccadilly Grand.
Where is it?
It's just beside Farrer Park MRT.
Beside.
Yes.
When you say beside means
it's a direct link.
No, I just got to clarify. Beside means, right, let's say you are in the condo.
Yes.
And it's pouring cats and dogs.
Yes.
You can go to the MRT.
Without an umbrella.
Oh my God, without an umbrella.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess
and you're not going to get wet.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people look out for when they buy condo, right? Like the typical.
And yes, and it's very rare in Singapore, to be frank.
Very rare in Singapore to have what? What is
rare.
this?
Very rare to have integrated developments in Singapore. There
Ah.
are so few that you can name off.
Yeah. We
If you don't believe, you name some of them.
we already named some of the Sengkang Grand, Orchard Residence, Canning Hill Piers.
Yes.
Yeah, so these are the few.
Yeah.
So, but very interestingly, the properties that you talked about just now,
Yes.
they are not even integrated, and they already see profit margins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think one of the key is that buyers out there are still looking at properties. The
Okay.
only difference right now is that there are so many regulations, right, that restrict speculation.
Okay.
So the beauty of regulations, right, is that we have genuine buyers out there. And looking at the last year's transaction, right, more than 80% right, are actually Singaporeans buying. So there's not like, foreigners coming in to speculate the market and all that. They are more of genuine HDB upgraders.
Yep. I guess the additional buyer stamp duty really did a good job in deterring foreigners from buying, right? I guess if a lot of us are very in touch with the news, we also see that there's a lot of foreign funds coming into Singapore because due to global instability.
Right.
So I guess one of the concerns that most people would have would also be like, what happens if there's a recession? I guess the government could easily just allow certain foreigners to buy.
They can always tweak.
They can always tweak.
Yeah.
Yep. So I guess the bottom line that we want to share with you today from feeling the pulse of the market is that flipping properties, even though with all these regulations, provided you buy the right property, it's still possible.
Right.
Anything else there?
Yeah. Consider subscribing to this channel.
All right, see you soon, man.